to make the mince pies, this is what you're going to need. I normally make them for the office at work, but unfortunately I'm working from home, so everyone's missing out on the mince pies this year, sadly. Anyway, these are the ingredients you're going to need. We'll start off with the pastry. So first of all, you're going to need 110 grams of butter, cubed it all up, ready. 225 grams of plain flour, 25 grams of caster sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cool water and a pinch of salt. If you wanted to add into your pastry as well, just for a little bit more with that Christmas Day flavour, you could add a bit of orange zest into your pastry mix. I haven't got any today, so I won't be adding any into that. For the filling, I'm using Robertson's mince meat. So just need a jar of that. I might not use the whole jar. And then just to glaze the mince pies after, I'm just going to use an egg white. So let's get cracking. So into the bowl to start off with, we're going to put the flour and then the butter, all stuck to the plate. And then we're just going to rub them together until they form breadcrumbs. Don't forget to give it a shake to make sure there's no big lumps of butter in. And then we'll move on to the next bit. Okay, so that's resembling breadcrumbs. It's just about right. So now I'm just going to add the sugar, add the salt, and just mix that in. Okay. Oh, look a lump there. Just get rid of that one. And then we're just going to add the 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're going to form a dough with our hands. We'll have to put the camera down now. The key is as well not to over knead your dough. So it should look like this. So I'm just going to wrap that in cling film now and put it in the fridge for 15 minutes. Because as it chills, when you take it out, it's easier to work with. So that's going in the fridge. That's wrapped up. I'm just going to put that in the fridge now for 15 minutes. So 15 minutes later, I've took it out of the fridge. Just put a little bit of flour down because I'm going to be rolling that out flat in a minute. You need to preheat your oven, gas mark 6. If you've not got a gas cooker, then electric 200 Celsius, and if it's a fan assisted oven, 180. Just I've lightly greased my baking tray here. So now I'm just going to roll out this pastry. So I've just split it in half, and first I've just thinly rolled out half of it because not enough little space to roll out the whole lot. And then I've got a 7cm round cutter, so I'm just going to cut as many as I can in that one. So I filled the whole baking tray with the base pastry, so now I'm just going to put in the mince meats. So just a tablespoon in each one should do it, or just slightly less than a tablespoon. Quite small, these ones. So just with a little bit of water, just wetting just the still in the water, just wetting the outside of the pastry, and then I'm going to put that on top. And then just pat it down so that the pastry sticks to the other pastry. So I put the lids on them all, but I've got some pastry left over, so I'm just making these little stars out of this. So you just punch through the pastry and then stick it on, and it should drop out on it. And put a little bit of water underneath so they stick to the pastry as well. Interesting to see how the stars turn out. I hope they don't burn. I've also put, as you can see, a little slit just at the top of the pastry. Just gives the steam a chance to blow out there. So make sure you put your slits in. So now with the egg whites, I'm just going to dab them all and glaze them. And now they're going to go in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on them, then they don't burn. But let's see what they turn out like. It was actually just over 20 minutes they've been in the oven. Just took them out. I'm just going to let them cool down. Then just sprinkle them with a little bit of icing sugar when they've cooled down. And enjoy.